Britt returns to General Hospital and asks Liz to have her prescriptions filled. Liz is quick to point out that she'll need to see a doctor first, as it's policy. Liz puts her name on a list, refuses to give her preferential treatment, and tells her to take a seat and wait her turn. Later, Lucas checks in with Liz as to his next patient and learns it's the Britch. Lucas hates this, but asks Britt how he can help her. She refuses to wait for another doctor and goes with him to get her meds taken care of as quickly as possible. Lucas and Britt go to an exam room. She explains she's been keeping her Huntington's in check with an experimental drug. Now she doesn't have access to it, so she needs the meds on the list she gives him. Lucas tells her that he must examine her, it's policy, and hands her a gown. Lucas looks her over and says she is presenting no symptoms of Huntington's, and it seems like a miracle. Britt says it was a miracle, but her symptoms will come back, which is why she needs these prescriptions. Lucas will write her scripts, but he doubts the undead have insurance, and these meds will cost a pretty penny. After her exam, Britt goes to see Terry and Portia. The doctors are stunned to see her, and Britt says she knows how busy they are, so of course, she'll come back to work. Terry explains that Portia took over her position, and she was declared dead by this hospital. That means medical fraud occurred. Portia says they'll need information about how this happened. Britt sits down with them and can't explain the last project she worked on, as it was top secret. But her employer faked her death. Terry suggests she work on getting her license back and apply at Mercy. Britt reminds Terry how great a doctor she is, and this place means something to her. Terry still can't get past the fact that she falsified records. Portia, obviously feeling the need to pay her sticky situation forward, says they understand life puts people in serious positions, and perhaps they can find something for her. Charlotte meets her mom at Bobby's after hanging flyers for Outback. Rocco is still out, so Lulu uses the time to bring up Valentine. Lulu assures Charlotte her father is fine and asks how she'd feel about visiting him. Charlotte notes that it is supposedly against the rules and wonders what has changed. Lulu tells her about Brennan's visit, and she honestly doesn't know what Brennan gets out of this from Valentine. Charlotte wants to go, but admits it will be hard seeing him locked up. Lulu says this will be difficult, and if she wants to go, she'll be with her the whole time. Rocco soon joins them, and he blames himself for taking Outback's leash off. Lulu says Outback is tough, reminds them she was a stray, and insists they'll find her. At the stables, Molly shows up as Cody works, pets Outback, and asks what her name is. Cody hasn't figured it out, and right now, the dog is a secret, as he doesn't know if Tracy would approve. Molly says she'll keep his secret, but he might want to do better at hiding her. Molly explains she came here to apologize, as she told Liz about what happened with him, Christina, and Ava. She should never have talked about his business with anyone else. Cody jokes with her at first, pretending to be devastated, but says they are all good. Molly decides to leave him to his business, and she won't tell anyone about the dog. However, she thinks he should. Gio visits his grandpa Sonny at home. Donna jokes with him, "How's my favorite nephew?" Sonny explains they are having a cookout today, and Christina, Michael, and Dante are coming. Sonny sends Donna off to set up some games. He invites Gio to stick around, but no pressure, and asks what brings him by. Gio needs $10,000. Gio explains it's a reward for Outback, and Sonny offers him the money, no questions asked. Gio promises to return the favor, so Sonny says he could stick around for the cookout. He doesn't expect Dante and him to make up, but they are family. Christina walks in, followed by Dante. Sonny takes the food they brought to the fridge. Dante asks how things are, and Gio tells them about Outback. Christina says she's sure the dog will be found. Donna runs in and asks Gio to stay for the cookout, given that they have so much extra food. Gio agrees to stay for a bit, and he, Sonny, and Donna go out to the grill. Dante admits to Christina he's not sure this is a good idea. She tells him that if he wants a relationship with his son, he should focus on spending time with him and not dwell on unpacking their issues at this very second. At the Quartermain mansion, Tracy refuses to believe Monica is gone, as the kids were just up there to see her. Jason explains she has no pulse and isn't breathing. He also relays that she's cold, and he believes it happened in her sleep. Jason calls the proper authorities to report the death. He and Tracy then embrace. The paramedics and the sheriff arrive to pronounce her dead, and they explain the funeral home will be by shortly to pick up the body. In the living room, Jason looks at a photo of Monica and holds back his tears. He rejoins Tracy in the foyer. He's never known this place without Monica. Tracy knows, touches his cheek, and jokes. After all, it's Monica's house. Tracy begins ranting about her moronic brother giving Monica the house and recalls fighting with her one Christmas over the decorations. Tracy cries through it all that her respect for Monica grew over the years. Tracy and Jason sit down, and she tells him that his moving back meant a lot to Monica. Jason reflects on the hard times he and Monica had after his accident. He thinks back to telling Monica that he didn't need her looking out for him, but Emily did. Jason admits to Tracy that he used to not care about his lost memories, but now he wishes he had memories of growing up with Monica as his mom. He should have asked her more about that time when he had the chance. Tracy says he can ask her, as Monica told her practically everything. At GH, Portia and Terry talk in private before inviting Britt back into their office. They have a position for her, she'll be on probation, and all they can offer her is an intake job in the ER. Britt calls it so beneath her, but she accepts it. On Sonny's porch, the family talks about Outback and how everyone is looking for him. Dante tells Gio that his work searching for the dog means a lot to Rocco. At Bobby's, Rocco and Charlotte return to handing out flyers. Before leaving, Charlotte hugs her mom and tells her she's the best, which makes Lulu smile. In the stables, Molly tells Cody that the only person making this dog situation hard right now is him, and that the cues may surprise him. Finally, Tracy and Jason continue to talk about Monica. Tracy says, since she's been back, she and Monica have had tea every evening and talked. Many of their talks were about him. Tracy remembers how much Alan's affair and Jason's birth hurt Monica, and she refused to even let him in the house, so baby Jason stayed at the gatehouse with Susan and Scott. However, when he got sick and needed her, Monica was there for him. From that night on, Monica thought of him as her son. Jason thanks her for sharing that memory with him, and Tracy wipes away his tears. They hold one another. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Here are your General Hospital spoilers for Friday, September 19th, 2025. As the many residents of Monica's house return home, they learn of her passing. Michael is especially broken up as he talks with his uncle. Jason voices his regrets and how awful he feels for trying to keep Michael from the Quartermains all those years ago. Jason resented the Quartermains when Michael was a baby and thought Carly had a valid point in trying to keep Michael from them. But he now realizes that the Quartermains loved him and loved Michael. All Monica wanted was her children and grandchildren with her. While Jason grieves for his mother, his twin brother continues being an awful person to minors. Danny thinks he can reason with his uncle, but Drew just wants to be mean, since that should now be his middle name. Danny wants to see his sister and tries to appeal to Drew's good nature, but he doesn't have a good nature. All Drew can do is taunt Danny and tell him he is good at breaking the law, just like his father. Later, Drew may be humbled when Elizabeth delivers bad news. Does she tell him about Monica? Meanwhile, Anna and Chase are busy trying to solve one murder and one attempted murder. Anna tells Laura that she thinks Judge Heron's death is related to Drew Kane's shooting. Lulu has had quite a day helping her kids look for Outback. Cody and Molly realize who this stray dog really is, but Cody doesn't seem to want to give him back. Is Lulu headed to the Quartermain mansion to get the dog when she comes across an accident and stops for help? Chase arrives at the scene and questions Lulu. Who was in an accident, and does the person have anything to do with the big return we are expecting on Friday? It would be interesting if Maxie's best friend were the first person to come across him. General Hospital spoilers hint that Carly Spencer may order Jack Brennan to fire Jocelyn Jacks from the WSB. Could this be Brennan's only chance to save his romance with Carly? Carly is currently in the dark on Brennan recruiting Jocelyn for this dangerous WSB job, but she'll find out the truth eventually. Even if Jason Morgan and Britt Westbourne keep their mouths shut, Carly will discover Jocelyn's secret one way or another. Once that happens, GH spoilers say Carly will fly into a rage. The fact that Brennan lured Jocelyn down this risky path will leave Carly furious. Carly will no doubt feel like Brennan's exploited Jocelyn's grief over Dex Heller and used that whole situation with Cyrus Renault to make her feel indebted to him. After Carly gets updates on all the chaos that played out at the Five Poppies Resort, she'll be outraged over that too. Jocelyn has been lying and sneaking around on Brennan's orders, but Carly may ultimately deliver a new order of her own. Since Jocelyn is stubborn like her mother, Carly may not have any luck talking her out of this WSB future. Instead, Carly may demand that Brennan fire Jocelyn if he wants any hope of salvaging the relationship they've built. Carly might give Brennan an ultimatum and put him on the spot when it comes to their romance. We might see Carly try to manipulate Brennan into cutting Jocelyn loose and ending this danger for good. Of course, Brennan might refuse since his career seems to come first for the most part. However, it's possible Brennan will at least consider Carly's demand, especially if Jocelyn lands in another risky situation and perhaps goes against his instructions. Jocelyn may not be able to resist poking her nose where it doesn't belong when it comes to Professor Henry Hank Dalton. That could lead to trouble and put Jocelyn's life on the line. There's also the matter of Jocelyn's feelings for S. Vaughn, since they're bound to keep seeing each other behind closed doors. Vaughn and Jocelyn might get caught continuing their inappropriate relationship, which could give Brennan another excuse to fire Joss if he caves to Carly's demand. General Hospital spoilers say Brennan may have to make some tough choices once Carly finds out the jaw-dropping Jocelyn news, so stay tuned. General Hospital spoilers update for Friday, September 19th, reveals that Drew Kane will react to some horrible news while Michael Corinthos faces a crushing blow. Harrison Chase will also kick off a Nathan West investigation after he responds to an accident report. So here's what GH fans can expect. For starters, it looks like there'll be a crash on the road somewhere. Lulu Spencer will leap into action after it happens and face Chase's grilling session after she calls 911. GH spoilers hint that Nathan will be tangled up in this accident, so he'll apparently be a victim that Lulu assists. Lulu may feel like she's seen another ghost when Britt Westbourne's presumed dead brother shows back up next, so Chase will do some investigating. In the Quartermain stables, it appears Molly Lansing Davis will connect the right dots and realize who Outback belongs to. However, Cody Bell will urge Molly to hold off on calling to say Outback's been found. That could be because Cody wants to spend a bit more time with his four-legged friend, so he may offer to take Outback home and make it a surprise. Regardless, Outback will be reunited with Rocco Falconeri and Charlotte Cassadine soon. That'll leave Emma Scorpio Drake breathing a sigh of relief, and could lead to her expressing her gratitude for Giovanni Gio Palmieri's help with a kiss. Meanwhile, Jason Morgan will give Michael updates on Monica Quartermain's passing, so they'll spend some time crying and reminiscing together. It'll be a difficult blow for Michael, but he'll know Jason is having an even rougher time with this. Jason will talk about some past regrets, including the role he played in keeping Michael away from the Quartermain clan once upon a time. Michael may argue that Monica didn't hold that against Jason as they reflect on her forgiving heart. At the PCPD, Anna Devane and Dante Falconeri will have a meeting with Laura Collins, who will find out about Judge Eva Heron's grim fate, potentially being linked to Drew's shooting. Anna will offer up some speculation on that, but the three of them may turn their attention to Monica's demise once word gets around. At GH, it seems Elizabeth Baldwin will be the one to tell Drew that Monica has passed on. Drew's heart is as cold as ice most days, but could we see a little crack under his frosty exterior? Will Drew actually show signs of some sadness when it comes to the loss of Monica? Drew may at least be upset for Scout Quartermain's sake, since she loved Monica so much. Nevertheless, Drew has a callous reputation to uphold, so he may not show much emotion in the end. Friday's episode will also bring Danny Morgan's visit to Drew's hospital room, where Drew will take some jabs about Danny bypassing the law. Drew may suggest Danny has learned all the tricks from Jason when it comes to breaking the rules without consequences. Whatever the case, Danny will pour his heart out and make a plea that relates to Scout. Whether this involves Monica's funeral or just family support overall, Danny will ask Drew to let his sister lean on her loved ones. General Hospital spoilers say Danny will prove he's got a good heart and that he's an amazing big brother. On the Friday, September 19th episode of General Hospital, spoilers tease that Gio will come through for Emma. Does it have something to do with Outback? The little pup obviously captures Cody's heart. Molly is still at the stables as Cody holds Outback, and they realize just who the precious pooch is. Molly tells him, "I'll call and tell them we found her," but Cody interrupts. "No, no, no, don't," he says, not wanting her to make the phone call. Dante and Anna pay a visit to the mayor. Laura listens to the police as they update her on the case of Drew's shooting. Anna tells her, Judge Heron's murder and Drew Kane's shooting may be related. What will the mayor have to say about this new piece of information? Spoilers also say that Danny issues a plea. The young man knows how miserable his sister Scout has been while being kept away from the family she loves. He pays a visit to Drew in his hospital room, hoping he can get Scout's father to allow her access to the rest of her family. But if he thought the shooting had mellowed the congressman, he would be wrong. "Look at you finding ways to circumvent the law," taunts Drew. But will the tables finally turn when Elizabeth delivers bad news to Drew? At the Quartermain mansion, Jason voices his regrets to Michael as he continues to mourn the passing of his mother, Monica. "You know, one of my biggest regrets is keeping you from them," he tells his nephew. How will Michael react to that news? Will Michael do anything to soften his stance towards his own kid's mother? Chase arrives at the scene of an accident and finds Lulu there. She has been helping an accident victim. "Are you the one who called it in?" Chase asks. Who was in the accident, and are they going to be okay? Share your predictions of what will happen next in the comments. Watch the preview for today's GH episode below, and be sure to watch the weekly promo if you haven't already. General Hospital spoilers hint that Sasha Gilmore Corbin might return for Willow Tate's courtroom surprise. Will Daisy Gilmore's help Michael Corinthos keep custody of Wiley Corinthos and Amelia Corinthos? The visitation hearing was pushed back until October, and could get pushed back once again now that Judge Eva Heron is deceased. However, Willow is clearly counting on a victory once a new judge is in place. Although Willow agreed to Drew Kane's plan to frame Michael and put him behind bars for the shooting, things won't go according to plan. Willow's going to face more obstacles, including a major curveball from Michael eventually. Whether Willow's guilty of shooting Drew or not, she's definitely guilty of stalking Daisy and gaslighting Sasha. Willow is the reason Sasha and Daisy fled Port Charles, so she still needs to pay for that. GH writers raised the possibility of Dante Falconeri scoring traffic cam footage to use against Willow. Michael might come up with some other baby stalker proof as well, and could potentially deliver quite the courtroom surprise down the road. If this baby stalker situation comes out in front of a new judge, that seems like something Sasha needs to be around for. Will Sasha make a comeback and talk about how terrified she was for Daisy's safety? Sasha might describe the incidents that happened and reflect on the fear she felt, especially after losing Liam Corbin. Since Sasha couldn't bear the thought of something happening to Daisy, she felt the need to leave PC altogether. Michael might eventually get in touch with Sasha and pass along updates on Willow's guilt, especially if some evidence surfaces against her. Sasha might agree to come home in time for the court date and help Michael sink Willow so that he can keep the kid's dangerous mom away from them. Willow is brimming with confidence when it comes to a reunion with Wiley and Amelia, but she may not get her custody rights back, or even visitation for that matter. If Willow has another awful court outcome, that could be the last straw that causes her to totally snap. On September 18, 1994, a Daytime Emmy Award-winning actor and his wife welcomed a baby girl. It was 31 years ago today when General Hospital's Maurice Bernard and his wife Paula welcomed their first child together, a daughter named Kaylee Sophia. Over the years, Kaylee has made special memories with her dad and mom, as well as with her sisters Heather and Cassidy and brother Joshua. And to celebrate her birthday, we wanted to showcase a few that the ABC soap actor has shared with fans. Bernard shared a fun collage that not only gave us a glimpse at a young Kaylee, but also highlighted just how much they look alike. "First of all, let me explain this picture," he stated. "Of course, that's my beautiful daughter Kaylee in the middle. My mother always wanted a daughter, so that's me dressed up as a little girl in the corner. Don't worry, readers. We thought that corner pic was Kaylee too. Fast forward to when Kaylee attended her school's homecoming. With two handsome guys by her side, Bernard asked his daughter, "Kaylee, aren't you a little old for these boys?" Kaylee was surrounded by family and friends who helped celebrate her big 21st milestone in 2015. "Nothing better than enjoying a special night with family and friends," Bernard shared. "You all made it worthwhile. Happy birthday, Kaylee." The following year, Bernard reposted a birthday message to him from his daughter that expressed just how much Kaylee loves her dad. "You've never been a traditional dad, which is why I love you so much," she shared. "You are hilarious and always give the best advice. You know how to have fun, and growing up with you as a dad was never boring." She went on to say that he's her favorite person to watch TV with, except when you fast forward all the good parts. She also joked about the throwback photo that accompanied her post and said, "I'm not sure what's happening with my face in this picture. Whatever the case, we think it's adorable." In the family photo below, Kaylee, all grown up on the left, appeared with her siblings and parents. Bernard posted the pic on Father's Day in 2014 and expressed, "I love my family. I don't know what I'd do without their support." In 2016, Kaylee, along with mom Paulina and sister Cassidy, accompanied her dad to New York City to tape his appearance on the Dr. Oz show, where the show talked about bipolar disorder during the time when Bernard's on-screen Port Charles son Morgan had been diagnosed as well. And after the studio taping, Kaylee spent the rest of the day in the city with her family. Though it was a day to celebrate, the ABC soap star couldn't be there with his firstborn and shared, "Sometimes you don't really know how much you miss your kids until you're not around them. I can't believe this is the first time I'm not around my daughter Kaylee for her birthday." He went on to give her props for stepping up so much and sent her his love. And you could hear the catch in Bernard's voice when he made a speech following Kaylee's college graduation. "One of the only things I regret in life is that I didn't get the education I should have," he shared, along with a video to express just how proud he was of his daughter, who, in his eyes, just climbed Mount Everest. In June 2020, Kaylee and her husband Carlos tied the knot, and her dad officiated the ceremony. Of his role in his daughter's wedding, Bernard stated that it was an honor and a privilege, not to mention very, very sweet. Watch for yourself. There is one thing Bernard wanted everyone to know as he celebrated Kaylee's 26th birthday later that same year. "She always has my back, and I will always protect her." That's how Bernard described Kaylee in 2021. And he went on to say, "I know as a fact she's going to be the most incredible mother in the world. I know this isn't enough, but I love you deeply from the bottom of my heart." In 2021, Kaylee, now a mom herself, made her father so happy to be a grandpa. Bernard posted the most adorable video singing to his granddaughter Tiana, who he calls TT, and Kaylee's sister Heather made an appearance with her own daughter Eloise as well. Just look at that smile as Kaylee posed with her dad in February 22. Bernard loves this particularly photo and shared that Kaylee is going to be a child psychologist, which means she'll be taking care of her dad. And the following month, fans got a peek at Kaylee holding little TT before her grandpa and Aunt Cassidy talked to her about the Tigers. As Kaylee turned 30, Bernard reflected, "My daughter Kaylee's birthday is today. I think it was just yesterday when she was TT's age. Where does the time go?" Bernard and his wife threw a party for Kaylee, where the actor teased, "Sometimes you throw a party for your daughter Kaylee's birthday, and it turns out to be not only fun, but some interesting stuff happens." Watch to find out what below. Michael has been through the ringer on General Hospital. From nearly dying from a firebomb to battling for custody of his children to clashing with Drew, Michael has had little peace. Recently, he's tried to balance fatherhood with the storms that swirl around him. Off-screen, Rory Gibson has been steadily carving out his own spotlight, not just as Michael, but also as a rising talent in the soap world. Now, in a new interview, he opened up about Monica's death storyline and why Jason's grief may leave fans in tears. Speaking to Soap Opera Digest, Gibson reflected on how central Monica portrayed by the late Leslie Charleson, was to Michael's stability. Michael's life has been an unbelievable storm of chaos that is pretty unrelenting, he explained, adding that Monica was his anchor through it all. Even though Gibson joined GH after Charleson's death, the scripts emphasized Michael's daily visits with his grandmother and how much her presence grounded him. Losing her, Gibson admitted, sends Michael into an emotional spiral, one that was daunting to play without having built that relationship firsthand. Still, he found his way into the material through his scene partner. "I was just playing off of Steve, Bert, and Jason the whole time, and Steve, in these scenes, oh my God, he just really brought it," he gushed, remarking that Burton's acting was intense. He confessed that he initially had one approach planned for Michael's grief, but Burton's raw emotion forced him to adjust in real time, creating something more powerful than expected. For Gibson, it was clear that Burton's portrayal of Jason's sorrow would define this arc. "Most of the scenes that I have regarding Monica are with Steve," he noted, praising the depth of emotion Burton carried into every take. Gibson described the experience as both humbling and inspiring, since it pushed him to elevate his own work. And audiences aren't the only ones moved. Gibson revealed that Burton's performance had even left GH's directors teary-eyed in the booth. "That level of authenticity," he said, "is what will make this storyline unforgettable." For fans still mourning Monica and the late Leslie Charleson, Jason's grief, brought to life by Burton, is certain to leave a lasting mark. The drama is no longer confined to the scripts at General Hospital. The world of Port Charles was rocked this week by a real-life scandal involving one of its most beloved veterans, Nancy Lee Grahn, known for her decades-long portrayal of Alexis Davis. The actress finds herself at the center of a media firestorm after posting inflammatory remarks about the recent tragic assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The controversy erupted when Grahn took to Instagram, writing, "Charlie Kirk sowed the seeds of hatred, and he is responsible for his own death." The comment, made in the wake of Kirk's shocking public murder on September 10, 2025, an attack that occurred in front of his wife and children, was met with immediate and widespread condemnation. Fans and critics alike slammed the post as callous and deeply inappropriate, sparking a furious backlash. Even Grahn's former GH co-star, Ingo Rademacher, publicly called her out, labeling the post tone-deaf and urging her to remove it. Though Grahn quickly deleted the post and issued a public apology for her thoughtless words, the damage was already done. The incident has spiraled into a full-blown crisis for both the actress and the ABC network. An online petition demanding Grahn be fired from General Hospital has gained significant traction, garnering thousands of signatures from outraged viewers who feel her comments crossed an unforgivable line. Fans are fiercely divided, with some defending her right to free speech, while a growing number vow to boycott the show if she remains. This controversy couldn't have come at a worse time for ABC, which is already managing a similar crisis. Late-night host Jimmy Kimmel recently had his show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, suspended indefinitely by the network after he used the tragedy to criticize conservative figures, leading to his own wave of backlash. With two of its major stars now embroiled in scandal over the same sensitive event, the network is under immense pressure to act decisively. The situation has escalated beyond a celebrity misstep, igniting a national conversation about the responsibility that comes with a public platform. Grahn's and Kimmel's remarks highlight the fine line public figures must walk in an intensely polarized era. For General Hospital, a daytime television staple, the scandal threatens to alienate a significant portion of its loyal audience. As the story continues to unfold, the futures of Nancy Lee Grahn and her iconic character hang in the balance. Will her apology be enough to quell the uproar and save her job, or will the network decide the real-world drama is too much for Port Charles to handle? For now, one thing is clear. The consequences of words spoken off-screen can be just as devastating as any storyline on screen. For over 2 decades, Kelly Monaco was synonymous with General Hospital, her portrayal of the complex and beloved Sam McCall, a cornerstone of the daytime drama. That's why her sudden departure, and the subsequent, complete erasure of her character from Port Charles sent shockwaves through the fan community, leaving a void that many feel can never be filled. But the story behind the exit is far more turbulent than a simple casting change. It's a narrative of professional heartbreak, alleged blacklisting, and a bombshell decision that has set the stage for a potential scandal that could rock the foundations of the show itself. The fallout from Monaco's exit was swift and brutal. Despite a celebrated 20-year career, the actress was met with a deafening silence from the industry. Doors that should have been wide open remained firmly shut, leading to a period of career stagnation that fueled rumors of her being blacklisted. Whispers from behind the scenes grew louder, pointing to a significant rift with General Hospital's executive producer, Frank Valentini. Sources allege that Monaco had become increasingly frustrated with Valentini over her character's direction, and this escalating conflict led to a departure that was far from amicable. The fallout from this strained relationship seemingly extended beyond Port Charles, impacting her reputation across daytime television. The professional stagnation and emotional turmoil took their toll. In a move no one saw coming, Kelly Monaco announced she was leaving acting altogether. In a candid, emotional interview, she cited years of disillusionment, the constant pressure of the industry, and the emotional drain from her final years at GH as the reasons for her life-altering decision. Acting, once her passion, had become a source of frustration and despair. Monaco declared her intention to pursue a new career, prioritizing her mental health and well-being over a world she felt had turned its back on her. But the drama may be far from over. As Monaco steps away from the spotlight, a new fear is growing among fans and network executives alike. What secrets does she hold? As a long-tenured insider, Monaco witnessed firsthand the show's inner workings, backstage conflicts, and decisions hidden from public view. There is growing speculation that, free from any network obligations, she might be preparing to expose the untold stories and controversies she witnessed. The possibility that Monaco could reveal the skeletons in GH's closet has become a looming specter. For a show that has long been a staple of daytime television, such revelations could be catastrophic, potentially alienating its loyal fanbase and tarnishing its legacy. As Port Charles moves on without Sam McCall, the entire General Hospital world is holding its breath. Will Kelly Monaco fade away quietly into her new life? Or will she break her silence and forever change the show that made her a star? So, could this mean that he's back for good? Maybe. General Hospital star John J. York recently made a huge announcement. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. The actor, who is best known for his role as Max Scorpio, will be doing a live Zoom with his fans. And to make things even sweeter, he will be joined by his General Hospital co-star, Tristan Rogers, for this very special occasion. The two actors will hold their special Zoom with their fans on Sunday, July 13th, with Coastal Entertainment Events. Fans will have to check out their website for more information. Back in February, John did reach out to his fans with a plea. As many of our readers already know, unfortunately, John was hit with a major health blow in late 2022. The actor was diagnosed with 2 blood and bone marrow disorders. He also has multiple smoldering myeloma. He underwent a stem cell transplant in December 2023 and admitted that he has a long road ahead of him. In February, though, he said, "Good morning! Mark your calendars. February 17th is HGVHD Day, a day to honor and support those living with graft versus host disease. Remember, no one has to face this alone. Resources and hope await at http://gvhhalliance.org. Now, as far as whether or not the actors will return on the canvas remains to be seen. So far, both Tristan and John Haven not made any comments about their futures on the show. However, there's no doubt that fans would absolutely love to see them in future storylines if the writers would just fit them in, right? We'll be keeping our fingers crossed that they make it happen. Then again, General Hospital fans will simply have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. Watch this space for more. Let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comments section below. General Hospital airs weekdays on the ABC network. Check your local listings for times. Also, come back here for all the latest news, spoilers, and updates on your favorite daytime television shows like The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful, Days of Our Lives, and General Hospital. Erika Slezak's visit to General Hospital is doing more than reuniting the former Viking from One Life to Live with her former TV son, Chris McKenna. Nancy Lee Grahn, who began her daytime career as Beverly Wilkes on OLTL, worked with the legendary actress, and now she's sharing why their reunion in Port Charles is so significant. "My very first job on television was One Life to Live," Grahn recalled on Instagram. "I was finishing school and working on the show as a non-contract recurring character, Beverly Wilkes. I had grown up watching OLTL with my mom and sister, so to be working with Judith Light, Karen, Gerald Anthony, Marco/Mario, and Erika Slezak, Vicky, was surreal and thrilling. It was 4 years into this amazing gig, where I remained uncontracted and free to do other things as long as I gave them 7 days' notice," Grahn continued, "when I was seriously being considered for the role of Stella Siegel in NBC's The Gangster Chronicles. I was on my 3rd screen test, and it had narrowed down between myself and actress Kathleen Lloyd, who got the role. I was being flown from NYC to Los Angeles for that test and decided to stay in LA regardless," Grahn shared. "Not being under contract, I was required to give OLTL 7 days' notice. The producer, Joe Stewart, sued me for leaving, even though I had every right to leave. I was very young and intimidated by this threat and went to Erika for advice," Grahn reveals. Erika, without being asked to, went directly into her boss's office and told him in no uncertain terms that what he was doing was unconscionable, mean, and unwarranted. "She got right in the middle of a lawsuit and stood up for me because she believed what her boss was doing to me was wrong and undeserved. She spoke up for me. That's the kind of woman Erika is. In addition to that, she's an outstanding, consummate, well-awarded actress who was a mentor to me as I watched her and learned up close how to be truthful and effective in this medium," Grahn says. So to meet up with her again at General Hospital after decades, still beautiful and elegant as always, was a true joy. "It is no secret how much I respect and appreciate formidable, courageous women, and Erika is unquestionably one of them," concludes Grahn. BTW. "My case was settled in arbitration, and I won. Sending love to all here, and grateful we have each other in some very trying times. Love, me." The National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences announced that actor, producer, and Daytime Emmys award-winning host Mario Lopez will host the 52nd Annual Daytime Emmy Awards to take place Friday, October 17th, 2025, at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium in Pasadena, California. The awards show will be streamed live at watch.theemmys.tv and via the Emmyser app. Recognizing individuals who have made enduring contributions to daytime television, the organization is also honoring the 2025 Gold and Silver Circle inductees are exceptional professionals who have performed distinguished service within the television industry for 50 or 25 years respectively. They represent the best and brightest in the industry. General Hospital's Jane Elliott is the lone Gold Circle inductee for her several decades of playing Tracy Quartermain on the show. Longtime daytime stars Kate Linder and James Reynolds are Silver Circle inductees. Other Silver Circle honorees are Greg Barna, Judy Bly Wilson, and Star Jones. In addition, Natus announced that this year, for the first time since 2018, a limited number of tickets to the 52nd Daytime Emmy Awards ceremony will be available for public purchase. Daytime television fans will have a rare chance to experience the excitement of the industry's most celebrated evening in person and cheer on their favorite performers, television hosts, and creators as they are honored for their contributions to the art of daytime TV. Tickets are now on sale for $75 plus applicable fees and are sold exclusively through Ticketmaster. This year marks the debut of several new categories at the Daytime Emmys, including Outstanding Culinary Cultural Series, Outstanding Emerging Talent in a Daytime Drama Series, and Outstanding Regional Content in a Daytime Genre. Vanessa Marcil burst onto the General Hospital scene as the jet-setting trust fund baby Brenda Barrett on September 18, 1992. It's hard to believe, but that was more than 30 years ago. to commemorate the anniversary of her very first day as Brenda Barrett, we're taking a walk down memory lane on her time in Port Charles. Brenda's first scene was of her barging in on her sister Julia Barrett, who had been controlling her finances. Julia forced her arrival by cutting off Brenda's accounts in an attempt to rein her in, but all Brenda wanted was her money back. However, she ended up staying in Port Charles, even after her sister left town, and befriended Julia's then-boyfriend, Ned Ashton. From there, Brenda became close with the rest of the Quartermain clan and had a fling with Jagger Cates. She went on to become a model, owner of L&B Records with her best friend Lois Cerullo, and philanthropist. Of course, she's most remembered for her relationship with Sonny Corinthos, which was filled with a lot of love and even more angst. They did get married once, but not before he left her at the altar during a previous attempt at wedded bliss. It was for her own safety, of course, considering he is a mob boss, but still, the betrayal stung, and she had a breakdown. Brenda wasn't so innocent in their relationship either, as she once wore a wire to prove everyone was wrong about the man Sonny was. It went as badly as expected when he found out about it. Though Sonny was Brenda's great love, she also had a lengthy relationship with Jasper Jax, which ignited the men's long-standing rivalry, as well as her own with Sonny's oft-wife, Carly Corinthos. Brenda also once married Sonny's enforcer, Jason Morgan, but that was out of convenience. She has a son with the son of the crime lord known as the Balkan, and a past with Sonny's son, Dante Falconeri. He helped protect her from the Balkan before he came to Port Charles, and even claimed to be her child's father. During her last return to Port Charles in 2013, Brenda was engaged to Jax, but that ended when he discovered she met with Sonny in secret. Before she left town, Brenda told Sonny she loved him and asked him to leave with her. He denied her and she left alone. Despite a devoted faction of fans who have always looked for hints Brenda would be returning to reunite with Sonny, his portrayer recently dashed those hopes. In an interview with Soaps.com on the Daytime Emmys red carpet, Maurice Benard flatly responded, "No," when asked if Sonny and Brenda would be getting another shot at love anytime soon. However, the actor revealed he and Marcille were working together on a project of a different kind. Should that come to pass, he promised, fans will be crazy. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.